like, are you sure you want to go live? I'm like, yes, click. And we are live. So hello, everyone. Yeah, Kimberly and Donna here. We are jumping on. I'm so excited to chat with you this evening about the Women's Wellness Project. Hey, Donna, did you know that October is Women's Wellness Month?
No.
It's because it's not. It's actually May. But I just figured we could make October a secondary Women's Wellness Month. And then we have two kind of perfectly spread out over the course of a year, right? So this October, which is coming right around the corner, Donna and I have decided that we really want to dive into some content that we have been working with for some time now and offer up this 4-week challenge. And we're calling it the Women's Wellness Project. So for those of you that are friends with Donna and I out in social media land, you probably are familiar with the fact that for a year now, if you can believe it's been a year, we're now running our 4th session of the Wellness Advisor certification. So we have the honor of working with leaders in the space of health, fitness, wellness, and walking them down the path over an 8-week journey with regards to becoming a wellness leader when it comes to holistic well-being. And what we work from is what I call the wheel of well-being for the inspired life. So in order to live your inspired life, your best life, living life from the inside out, there are 6 aspects of well-being that I've been coaching from for years now. And we bring that to life in the Wellness Advisor certification. And so what Donna and I have been talking about for some time now is how important this information is and how much we want to be able to get it out to the masses. And so what we've developed is this 4-week project, this 4-week challenge. This is for all women of all ages, any woman who wants to take a deeper dive into your health and wellness so you can take your life to the next level and really be able to live your best life experience. So I am insanely excited about it. Donna, how are you feeling?
I love how things are building on each other because the content is really amazing. And I can speak to it because it's changed my life. I can honestly say that. And it has made things just so much better. But here's why. That I'm somebody that loves to listen and learn and get more information and do a whole bunch of data, banking and just getting more information. What I have found, and Kimberly, I know that this has been something that's been in your heart as a truth, that you can learn things, but if you don't do anything with that content, the changes don't come. And we thought, why don't we do something where we take women who are great thinkers. Some might call us overthinkers. I don't know. So great thinkers and provide some wonderful content, but parse it out where you get some content, then you have the week to work on it. Get some content, take another week to work on it. So you've got a 4-week stretch that isn't like 30-minute podcast. I forgot what it was about 3 days later. Like you get to stay in it for a while because it takes a bit of accountability and practicing in the space to make new habits sticky. Bottom line, it takes a bit of time, but why don't we do it before the holidays? Sounds perfect.
I completely agree. And I love, what you just brought up about the podcast. Like I'm really big on reading and nowadays probably listening more than reading books, books and podcasts and attending workshops and courses because personal growth is such an important part of our journey. And yet you're taking in all this information, but unless you actually do something with it, like you said, it's not sticky. It reminds me of that quote that knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power. Knowledge does not become powerful until action is put to the knowledge. And so that's what this 4 weeks is going to be about. And I just want to say a quick hello to Miss Dahlia, one of our wellness advisors, as a matter of fact. And then Laurie. Oh, well, hello, Laurie and Marianne and Kelly. Thanks for jumping on. That's awesome. Are you doing like a watch party? Because that would be really cool with popcorn. That'd be awesome. So what I love about this 4 weeks is that we are going to cover the 6 aspects of the wheel of well-being so that you have a really broad definition and an understanding of what holistic well-being is. We're going to talk about physical well-being and all the things that compose physical well-being, which I know a lot of us are are pretty comfortable in the space of, right? We know it's important to move and to eat well and to rest. So we'll definitely touch on that. But you're so much more than your physical body. So we're going to also talk about emotional well-being, and we're going to talk about intellectual well-being and spiritual well-being and environmental well-being and social well-being, all of these different elements and aspects that overlap and really make up our life experience. And each week you're going to have a personal growth challenge that's going to help bring the content to life so that you really feel like you're not just learning it, but you're living it, which is something Donna and I are really passionate about. And then you're also going to get access to a pop-up Facebook group. It's a Facebook group that's just going to be full of energy during the October challenge. And then, we'll perhaps come back to life when we do it again in the future, but it's called a pop-up group. So it's during this 4 weeks. This is where we come meet between our weekly Zoom meetings to connect, to share aha moments, to ask questions, to share challenges and feel the support of a like-minded community. So that's going to be a really important aspect of it as well. And I think, Donna, to your point, not only the taking action, but taking action when you know you have the support of a group of like-minded women who are on a similar path. I think that is just as sticky as it gets and incredible. And Laurie just responded, oh, they're doing a watch party from Starbucks. Yes, that's awesome. I'll take a Trenta black iced tea, no water, no sweetener. That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Trenta, what is that, a bucket?
That is the bucket. Yeah. One time I went to Canada. I was presenting at a conference in Canada, and I went to Starbucks and I ordered a Trenta black iced tea. And she just looked at me. She's like, I'm sorry, what'd you say? And I said, oh, a Trenta black iced tea, no water, no sweetener, please. And she looked at me, that little head tilt, and she goes, you're from the United States, aren't you?
Yes.
Apparently the land of the bucket of iced tea.
I blame 7-Eleven and the big gulp. Lest we digress.
No digression here. So yeah, so this is going to be a really powerful 4 weeks, Donna. I can't wait.
Me too. And I look at it and you got to know, and I hope you do, that whenever we come on and we get a chance to talk to each other, because we'll do this just by ourselves anyway. But the overriding arc is that we've spent a lot of time really being in the world of leaders in the fitness and wellness industry. And I'm so grateful to be a part of that. And that's so amazing because I don't think there's enough people leading the way. But there's also another subset of people that we get the opportunity to pay it forward. And that is, you don't have to be like a leader in that particular space. I mean, you're a leader in your life, but if you just are a regular person walking around and you want to feel better, that's the group that we haven't really had a chance to embrace in a collective way and to use this information that is so powerful that unless you're direct clients of Kimberly and I, then you may not have, you won't be aware of this, but to be able to take a larger section of people and you make an investment. I'm going to take 4 weeks of my time. So it's not like taking a college course and it's not listening to a 30-minute podcast. It's somewhere in the middle, but it's doable. And you walk away with having more of a plan of what are the couple areas that I can prioritize and look at instead of, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I'm scrolling my feed on Instagram and I look at all the different things of people that are inspiring and just different companies and people, that it can feel like everything needs to be addressed in my life in order to make me happy. I don't believe that's the case. I believe that there's some really pointed ways to drill down, and there's a couple of places that could use some refinement and attention, because I keep changing. I don't know about UK, but my guess is that you're changing as well. So the things that we have had in place before may or may not be serving us as best as, in our lives, how they are now. So we're going to stay one step ahead of it. We're going to be proactive. We're going to be able to talk about the ways that we can show up in the world. And the way to do that is to feel really good all around. So let's figure out which are the places that we need to put some attention on, put some loving attention and accountability, and take 4 weeks and make some changes, some good ones. How does that sound?
And not only are we being proactive, but we're doing it, as you pointed out earlier, right before the holidays, so we can enter into what is typically known as probably a pretty busy and maybe even a stressful season. But I really want to hone in on a point you just made, Donna, and that is that we're asking you to do this for you. And now chances are, and gentlemen, we love you all. This is for women. And so, ladies, I'm speaking to you directly. If I were to pose a guess, my guess would be that the vast majority of you out there are spending the majority of your time, your hours, your days, your weeks, putting your energy out into the world, being there for others, nurturing others, getting the to-do list done, meeting your obligations, and really just putting your energy out into the world. So thank you for that. This is 4 weeks to call the energy back, to fill your cup. And then the beauty is, for those of you who, this isn't about walking the path of necessarily becoming a wellness advisor or coach and such, but you are probably a leader to someone in your life. If you're a mom, if you're a sister, if you're a friend, or just within your community, keep in mind that if what you want to do is uplift those around you, your family, your friends, your community, then you first got to take care of yourself. So this is an opportunity to call the energy back in, to be the uplifter for yourself, so that you can show up in the world the way that you want to, with not only a full cup, but a cup that is overflowing, so that when you do give, and when you're in service of, and when you're uplifting others, you give from that overflow, so that you don't tap yourself dry and find yourself being burnt out. And I think that's really important for Donna and I both, because we've both been there, done that. I had a closet full of t-shirts, not just got the t-shirt, but a closet full. Enough of that. Let's focus on you. Let it be okay that you're investing this time in you. I think it's really, really important. And Janine shared, always excavating, aren't we though? Or always evolving? Well, actually both. She
that works.
Evolving, but we're always excavating too.
That was great.
That's good. That just works.
Always excavating.
I love it. So what we're going to do, how about we just share our plan? We're going to meet the 4 Wednesdays in October. So it's October 6th, 13th, 20th, and 27th. There's 4 Wednesdays. We're gonna slide it in after October starts. We're going to be done before Halloween. And those 4 Wednesdays, we're going to come together on Zoom. It's going to be at 5:30 Pacific, same time we just came on live here. And that means it's 6:30 Mountain, 7:30 on Central Time, and then 8:30 East Coast Time. So maybe it gives you an opportunity to have dinner, maybe put the kids to bed, and then jump on with us perhaps, for those of you that are moms in the space. Otherwise, let this be 4 weeks. It's just 4 Wednesdays that you set aside that hour, and you jump on Zoom and you have these conversations, and you commit to doing the good heart work. Heart work, that's how I reference personal growth. You doing the work of your heart is personal growth. And I promise you, it will impact every single aspect of your life and every relationship that you have. Have you had that experience, Donna? Because I sure have.
I really have. And I like to look inside. I think that's part of what things mean in life, not to get too broad about it, but there's a lot of theories and things that are suggestions that we can do. And I love that. I love to have the choices. But what I'm finding is that everything's a theory until you make it personal and see how it works for you. So there's one thing to get a bunch of information, but to really tether it down. What do you need right now? What do I need? And we know, and we'll be able to find that in there and really customize a couple of the ways to make you feel better. But it doesn't happen when we're just going on our regular life. It doesn't happen for me. I don't know about you, Kay, but when I'm just doing my thing and I'm in my life, I tend to I'm mindful, but I'm not really introspective. So I need to make sure I have time to do that so that I can lessen the distractions just for a little bit, so I can get some clarity. So I can shut out some of the clutter and just listen to what's happening, because then I'm like, oh, that's really what I want to do. It's changed everything. It's changed everything for me. And I just feel so much better. We're the insides here match the outsides. It's not like it's 2 different people walking around. They're all blended, and it feels great. And I can't say I've always been that in my life.
That's huge, right? That's so huge. And so often we get so caught up in the busyness of our lives. We live in this go crazy busy world, not enough hours in the day to get it all done for all the people who are asking something of us. And it's funny because we're still on the heels of what many consider the great pause with this global pandemic. And yet, as I look around, everyone is back to go, 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 go. How much can I fit in? And I think that that does cause us to kind of lack alignment and feel like we're constantly spinning plates in different directions. So to be able to take this opportunity to center, to be aligned with who you really are and what's important to you, to really have the priorities set from a holistic perspective in your life, I think it's going to be such a great opportunity for the women who decide to jump in and join us. And one other option for you, if you'd like to start on October 1st instead of October 6th, I am going to be hosting, that's a Friday. It's going to be noon Pacific, which is 3:00 East Coast time, and then figure out the in-betweens there. But I'm going to be hosting a 2-hour workshop, and I'm going to be sharing a process that I use with my clients that typically I've only ever done one-on-one with my clients, but I'm going to be doing a group setting. Up to 20 women can come in for this power goal setting workshop. And so this power process is basically a new approach to goal setting, because goal setting can be really powerful and really beneficial, but most goal setting processes, even the really smart ones, are missing a really, really important step that if you don't have in place will actually hinder you from achieving the success that you're looking for within the goal. So if you want to kick it off with the goal setting workshop with me on October 1st, you'll notice on the page where you go to learn more about this and register, if you scroll down, there's an option to bundle the two. The goal setting workshop's normally $49. If you do it along with our Women's Wellness Project, it's only $29. And so the Women's Wellness Project, which includes the 4 meetings where we come together, you get Donna and I both as your coach. Those are group coaching sessions to work through the content, to offer up these personal growth challenges, to see how you're doing, to stay connected with you in the Facebook group where you have access to a like-minded community as well. You're going to get your wellness workbook so that you can personalize this for you and have something tangible to refer back to in the future. This challenge, it's only $99 until the end of September. And then when you do the 4-week challenge along with the power workshop, $129. So you can kick it off with the workshop and then jump into the wellness project with Donna and myself. And by November 1st, you're going to be in a completely different space. By October 28th, you're going to be in a completely different space than where you are right now. And that I feel confident putting out there as a guarantee. And if you don't, you just let us know, and you will have that $99 or $129 back, and you go spend it on something that you feel resonates more. But that's how confident I feel with what we have to offer here, Donna.
So 2 things. I love how you're saying that, Kay. Our cars need tune-ups. You know, there are certain things in our lives where the light will come on and it will give us a signal that something needs attention. And it doesn't really happen to us until the light doesn't come on, until we're well into not feeling great. You know, the voices that are like, you know what, like I'm tired or I'm weary, however it presents itself in you. So we do it for inanimate objects. Why wouldn't we have to do that for us too? So tune-ups, maintenance, having a way to check things out, to examine and make sure if we need to make any adjustments. So I love that analogy there. And then one other thing, like I'm all into, I love makeup and, you know, self-care and facially stuff. And I appreciate that. But if y'all really want to get a glow from, it comes from within. Like the glow comes out that way. So I think that's another way to look at it, that there's one way to make sure the exterior is looking fine and you're all doing a great job on that. But when it comes from in here, there's a different way that you present yourself and a different way that you move through time and space. And I believe that's the way to go, because we only get this one precious life, this one. And we decide what we do with it, but we get a chance to pivot and to make adjustments and to learn a little bit more about ourselves, so that as we make this journey, we do it together. We do it where we uplift each other and we spread this good feeling throughout whoever's near us. And then I think the world's in a better place. So I don't know how I got from like skincare to the world's a better place, but trust me, I think there's a link.
I can tell you, because you're recognizing the fact that we are physical, but more than we are physical, we are energy. And when you do the internal work, when you take that inner journey, you do the heart work, not the hard work, the heart work. When you do that, it's about lifting the vibe within you. And then that energy is the light you're shining out into the world, and people can feel that. You can feel it. And then, Donna, to your point, it's just like a glow that shines on others. And the most beautiful thing about that, as Marianne Williamson would say, is that then unconsciously gives other people permission around you to do the same. And so by taking these 4 weeks and gifting them to yourself, you can be even more of an uplifter toward others. So I will put the link in the description as well as the comments to make sure that it's there for easy copy and paste or click. It is just inspiredwithkimberly.com/WWP. That stands for Women's Wellness Project. So inspiredwithkimberly.com/WWP. I'll put the link in so you don't have to memorize it or write it down. You'll be able to click and then join us. You could start with me on October 1st. We will set some inspired goals for you, not just goals, but inspired goals that have you excited to jump out of bed in the morning. And then the very next Wednesday, we get to dive in with Donna and I as your coaches on our first of 4 Zoom calls, where you can have that inspired goal as your foundation. And now let's dive into what holistic well-being really is, how it impacts your life, and what are the things that you can do to ensure that you have positive momentum toward not only your inspired goal, but just in general living your best life, because it is indeed what we all came here to do. So, Donna, every project we enter into together, it makes me want to get all giddy, or as my 9-year-old would say, all witty. So I'm excited. Thalia saying, sweet, perfect, excellent. Tell it, my sisters. Thank you, Miss Thalia. You should be on here chatting with us. And Janine said, amen. I don't know what the amen was for, Janine, but thank you. Yes, indeed. Anything else to add, Donna?
No, just we're here for you. We love you guys. And we've got some work to do in a good way, in a productive way, in a way that feels like an investment. And that's different than maybe what we were taught. So I think there's some really interesting facets there, but just go get them. Think about it. Come join us. And we would love to share some space with you. And everybody, we all have the ability to shine brightly. There's room for everybody. So let's make room on the bench for more. What do you say?
Most definitely. We're all in this together. And that's exactly what we want you to feel over the course of October. So click on the link, read a bit more about it. If it resonates, please do join us, and let's show up for each other so that we can create our best life experience. Locked arm in arm. Love it. Thank you all for jumping on with us, whether you are here with us live or you're watching the recording at another time. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put your questions in the comments. Let us know, and we'll be sure that those questions get answered. If you prefer to message us, that's perfectly fine as well. We'll make sure you have whatever clarity you need to decide if this is a good fit for you and you want to jump in with us. So here we go. October, bring it on. Women's Wellness Month, number 2. So until our paths cross again, I will speak for myself and Donna as I say, we are sending you so much love. Take care.